It's me. Let's talk about no limits. Just drive. So this is the part where I tell you a little bit about myself, where I grew up, what got me into cars, how I ended up here. And there are two ways that I can do that. One is with a boring but factual account of my life so far, or the other is to take you on a journey through some of my earliest memories, good, bad, and ugly. And since I want you to enjoy this video and not fall asleep, we're going to do it the fun way. I was born in Washington, D.C., which is where this intro is being recorded. So there's that. But as soon as I could walk, we moved out to the suburbs of Maryland, which is where I spent most of my childhood. My parents had me later in life, so I always felt like I was a bit older than my actual age. Like they should have stopped having kids after I came along. But no, there had to be another one. And if it was up to me, I would have been an only child. Don't get me wrong, my brother is great now. But when he was a baby, all he did was cry and spit up. There wasn't much room in my heart for that. As he got older and started doing cool stuff, though, like playing Mario Kart and riding dirt bikes, I accepted him. He even drove me to school a couple of times when I was sick and couldn't make it down the hill by myself. That's love. My dad always told us that he bought the house with the driveway in it so that we could race cars. Unfortunately, that driveway never really turned into a racetrack. It was more like a parking lot. But I didn't care. I made my own fun. I remember making cardboard box cars and racing them down the driveway. I raced anything that would move, including lawn flamingos. This is why my dad always said if you leave a group of flamingos unattended, they will run away from the flock and chase speed. One day I decided to go rogue, and I stole a friend's remote control car to see how fast I could drive it before I crashed it. And as it turns out, it doesn't take long to destroy someone else's RC car. I destroyed it within 2 minutes of taking it. So then I used the same method on my dad's prized possession, his 1964 Ford Thunderbird. This is the car that my dad bought brand new. He was in the military at the time and stationed at McGuire Air Force Base in New Jersey. And apparently the dealership let him buy the car without paying for it right away because they knew that he was gone. Nah, ship it to California. They just wanted to get the sale before he left. When he returned to the States, he paid off the loan and then drove the Thai Bird out to California, where we eventually settled down in Maryland. It's safe to say that my dad loves this car, and it's also safe to say that I ruined it. I broke the shifter, dented the body, and chipped the paint. And when my dad found out what happened, he grounded me. And the weird thing was that I deserved it, but I still felt bad. So I wrote him a note apologizing for what I did, promising that I would never do it again, and asking him if we could go get a car to smash so that I could get in less trouble for destroying his. It is still one of my greatest regrets that he never allowed me to get a car to smash. If you asked anyone who knew me in elementary school, they would tell you that I was a bookworm. The first book that I ever read cover to cover was The Magic School Bus. And from there, I moved on to the entire series. That was my favorite series growing up. So I was an odd kid, the type of kid that had more toy cars than real friends. I was also obsessed with Thomas and Friends, even though I was too old for it. I asked my mom for the diesel version of Thomas and Friends every year for Christmas, Hanukkah, and my birthday, until eventually she just gave in. And I got my way. To this day, I have over 200 episodes of Diesel, Thomas, and Friends on DVD. I'm not kidding. Every single episode that was released during the Diesel era. When I was a kid, my favorite car was the Honda Del Sol, specifically Honda Del Sol number 73. I drew pictures of it everywhere. I taped pictures of it to my walls, and I dreamed of owning one someday. And one day I did. My first car was a 1996 Honda Del Sol with a soft top. That brings me to the present day. If you're watching this video, chances are you know who I am and what I do for a living. I've been reviewing cars for a long time now, and I've been lucky enough to make a career out of it. How did that happen? Well, I don't actually know. I think YouTube was just something that I did on the side. while working my real job as a software engineer. And then slowly but surely, it turned into something more, and then eventually it turned into this. Now, I'm not saying that software engineering isn't a good career path, but it does come with its challenges. Not everyone is cut out for it. Believe it or not, there is such a thing as too smart for your own good. And I feel like I fell into that category. I would get frustrated with clients and I would start picking fights with them. And that would end up getting me fired. I did that 3 times. 3 times I got fired from a job where I was making 6 figures. What kind of idiot is that? Turns out that idiot is me. At this point, I realized that I needed to make a change. And that change was to focus more on YouTube full time and stop trying to be a software engineer. When I quit my last job in tech, I called my dad and I asked him what he thought. He didn't try to talk me out of it. He didn't question my decision. He didn't try to convince me to stay in tech. All he said was, well, now you have nothing to fall back on. And then I replied, it's okay. And that's what it takes to be an entrepreneur. You have to be okay when things go sideways. You have to be okay when you're stressed out. You have to be okay when you miss work because you spent the whole night shooting a video, and then you still have to wake up early to take care of business in the morning. Sometimes it's hard to be okay with the lifestyle. A lot of people romanticize entrepreneurship. They see the glamorous side of things, but they don't understand what it really takes to make it work. There are days where I seriously doubt myself. Days where I wonder if I made the right decision. Days where I think about going back to tech and getting a raise. But then I shake off those thoughts because I know that I can't turn back. I can't turn back because I've already burned that bridge. Entrepreneurship isn't a hobby. You can't do it half in and half out. It's all in, or it's nothing. The best advice that I can give to anyone who wants to start a channel or a business is to treat it like a real business from day one. Don't think of it as a hobby or something on the side. If you want to do it, then do it and commit to it. But whatever you do, don't look back. There's no turning back. And that's it. Those are my thoughts. No limits, just drive. Thank you for watching. See you next time.